I want to tell you a real quick Hulk Hogan story. Brett was wrestling up in Edmonton, which is about 3 hours north of Calgary, and Stu wanted to go up, so Stu and I drove up to Edmonton. And as it happened, Brett wasn't even on the card. He was sick or something happened. He wasn't even on the card. But so we're in the dressing room. There's a big boss man, Slick, and Hulk Hogan. And Stu and I had actually had a program. What we used to do is I mentioned about my teeth flying. So anytime I was with Stu and we were up with one of the superstars, Stu would go into this thing where, Bob, I got my friend Bob here. I want to show you a couple of holds, So he goes up to Hulk Hogan in the dressing room. Hulk, this is my friend Bob here. Let me show Bob. I'll show you. This is how Stu used to talk this way. So anyway, Stu Hart, he'd put me in a bear hug, or I put him in a bear hug, and then he'd take his chin and rub it against my cheek, and my dentures would go flying. And then I'm selling the hell out of this thing, and Stu would say, this is good exercise. Finally, I see Hulk Hogan standing there like in awe of this, and Stu said, Hulk, I got a couple of good moves I want you to try in your match against Big Boss Man tonight. Big Boss Man, he was just like a stone. He didn't know how to react, and Slick was there.
He was stunned. He was stunned.
He was stunned, exactly. And so Hulk Hogan says, Stu, I have to get the approval from Vince. He said, just go and surprise Vince. I got a couple of moves that Vince doesn't know. Stu had these great big hands, and he wasn't that tall guy, but great big mitts. So
right.
Hulk, let me give me your arm. So he took his arm, and he had his arm behind his head, and you could see his hand come out the other side of his neck. And this is really good exercise, and try this on Big Boss Man tonight, and just surprise Vince. And meanwhile, Hulk Hogan is in total agony. This is good for you, and you could tell that he was. It was pretty funny anyway. Finally, Hulk had to get ready for his match. We were in there for about a half an hour talking to Hulk Hogan. Stu had him in every kind of hold. He had him down on the ground and try this thing with your leg and try this. And Boss Man, try this. And, oh no, we got to get approval from Vince. We can't do that. And just but Stu kept rubbing it in. Don't tell Vince, just surprise him, About a year later, we're back in Calgary in the Saddle Dome. Stu and I were very close. Greatest human being I ever met in my life was Stu Hart, and I'll say that publicly, the finest human being I've ever met on the planet. Stu and I were in the Saddle Dome, and in comes Hulk Hogan. At the time, Hulk was the world champion. He was the biggest name in wrestling, Stu goes up to him, Hulk, I've got a couple of moves I want to show you here. I'll never forget this, Carmen, as long as I live. Hulk Hogan, the world champion, the biggest name in history of wrestling, said to Stu, would you show those moves to Bob? And I said, how did Hulk Hogan remember my name? So he remembered my name. Maybe Hunter didn't remember me, but Hulk Hogan sure remembered me from the year before. So that was kind of the irony to the whole thing with Hunter.